All the cheap petrol in the world is of no use if your car is going nowhere. We've just heard about storage issues in the US. CNN's John Defterius saying it's a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Those who are holding the physical oil are willing to pay others to take it off their hands, primarily because we're running out of storage. There's less than a month left of storage, very likely in the United States right now, with better than 500 million barrels already on the market, in the physical market, and there's no place to put it.
And in New Zealand, Z Energy is turning the tankers around, selling unwanted fuel back to the world market at a loss to avoid similar storage problems. Kiwibank's chief economist is Jarrod Kerr, and he joins us now. Jarrod, this is all a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
So normally motorists would kind of expect to see a bit of an upside on this, but if people aren't driving their cars, what happens?
Well, look, take myself, for example. My car's full and I haven't driven it in weeks, so it doesn't benefit me yet. But hopefully when we get through these levels, then we'll be getting back into our cars at some stage.
So where do you actually think prices will go?
Well, they'll go south from here, but don't forget that there is I think it's $1.05 worth of tax on the price of petrol. So you can get down towards there, but it's highly unlikely to go through it.
So obviously storage has been an issue. Is it the same situation here in New Zealand? What capacity do we have to kind of stockpile?
Well, from what your article today suggests, it looks like we're turning away some ships already. So, demand really has dropped to near nothing at the moment. And, the oil market's still open and the producers are still pumping it out. So supply is ample, but there's no demand. Very little demand.
This might sound like a strange question, but does petrol go off?
I'm not sure. I am told that it does. So I guess we can store it, but for only so long.
Okay, well, is this the first of the big commodity markets to fall to coronavirus?
It's the most obvious, yeah. And what actually happened overnight was the May contract fell out of bed. So there was news that the US was going to run out of storage in 2 weeks. So if you had a May contract, you literally couldn't take delivery of that oil. So the May contract dropped to $40, minus $40 a barrel. It's since bounced back into positive territory. What investors did is they dumped their May contracts and they purchased June. So the price of oil for June actually rose to $23 a barrel. It's a bit of a technical issue, but it does show that down the track, if we do see storage running out, then the price of oil can fall quite a bit further from where it is now.
When you say the June contracts went up, are they that betting against the fact that we will be more mobile and not so many of us around the world will be locked down?
I think investors panicked that they had to take delivery of oil in May and that there wouldn't be anywhere to store it. So they simply dumped that contract and there was no other buyers. That's why it went into the negatives. And there would have been some speculative investors that would have been catching that falling knife on the way down and caught it at minus 40, and now it's trading at $1. So they would have made $40 in 2 hours per barrel, and they would have been buying, hundreds of thousands of barrels at that level. What the others did is, as they escaped the May contract, they went out to June, hoping that something would normalise. You've just postponed the issue.
Great to talk to you. Thanks for joining us. That's Kiwibank's chief economist, Jarrod Kerr. And as he says, we are in fascinating times. First time in US history that a barrel of oil has gone into the negatives.